The sun hung high over the sprawling lot of Pinnacle Auto in Dallas, Texas, in July 2024, baking the asphalt until it shimmered like a mirage. Gleaming trucks stood in perfect rows, their chrome grills winking under the light, American flags flapping just enough to stir a sense of pride. The dealership's glass front glowed with promise, its bold red signage screaming success, while inside, salesmen in crisp polos glided across polished floors, sealing deals with handshakes and smiles. To the untrained eye, Pinnacle was a temple of trust, where hardworking folks could drive off with their dreams. But across the street, idling under the sagging canopy of a shuttered diner, a rusty Chevy Silverado told a different tale. Malcolm Hayes, the 44-year-old CEO of Pinnacle Auto, didn't look like he owned a multi-million-dollar empire today. Gone were his bespoke suits, replaced by a threadbare flannel shirt, jeans caked with dirt, and boots scuffed to hell. A faded Ranger's cap shaded his face, and a cheap digital watch ticked on his wrist, hiding the Omega he usually wore. His jaw was rough with stubble, his walk carrying a practiced hitch, like a man who'd spent years hauling lumber instead of signing contracts. He wasn't Malcolm Hayes, the visionary who'd built Pinnacle from nothing. He was Darius Cole, a contractor shopping for a work truck. The disguise was deliberate, born of whispers that had grown too loud to ignore, complaints of hidden fees, contracts that shifted like quicksand, customers left gutted. A letter from a widowed nurse, claiming she'd been swindled out of her savings, had pushed him over the edge. Corporate audits came back clean, but Malcolm knew deceit had a pulse. He was here to feel it. He stepped out of the truck, the door groaning shut, and crossed the lot with a slow, wary stride. The showroom doors hissed open, hitting him with a blast of cold air and the scent of new leather. A salesman, Noah, pounced before Malcolm's boots touched the tile. "Hey there, sir," Noah said, his smile too bright, his belt buckle gleaming like a billboard. "Looking for something to flex or something to work?" The words were playful, but Malcolm caught the flicker in Noah's eyes, a quick judgment of the man in worn clothes. "Name's Darius," Malcolm said, his voice gruff but warm. "Need a truck that hauls, not one that poses. Got a crew out near Fort Worth. No frills, just tough. Budget's 40 grand, cash." Noah's grin widened, but his eyes narrowed, calculating. "You're in luck, Darius. I'm Noah, been here 9 months. Let's get you set." He steered Malcolm to a 2023 Ford F-250, its sticker reading $43,200. "This beast got the heavy-duty package, V8, perfect for your jobs. Just over your budget, but I can work some magic with incentives. Comes with our Pinnacle Plus package, standard." Malcolm tilted his head. "That package and the price?" Noah paused, a heartbeat too long, then recovered. "Yup, standard now. Covers warranty, tire protection, all that good stuff." Malcolm nodded, his face blank, but his gut churned. That package wasn't standard, it was a $3,500 upsell, optional, meant to be declined if pushed. Slipping it in unasked was a red flag. He slid into the cab, hands gripping the wheel, watching Noah's every move. The salesman glanced toward the showroom, where a man in a sleek blazer stood behind the glass, arms crossed, staring. That was Lucas Grant, the sales manager, his polished look and predatory gaze marking him as the puppet master. Malcolm popped the hood, eyeing the engine, not for specs but for Noah's nerves. The kid shifted, glancing at Lucas twice, his unease loud as a siren. The test drive was brief, Noah's patter a mix of tech jargon and charm, hinting at bonuses for helping folks live bigger. Malcolm stayed quiet, soaking in the rehearsed lines, the push to make him feel the truck before thinking about the cost. Back in the showroom, they sat at a desk near Lucas's office, the air thick with the hum of deals closing. Noah typed up a breakdown, but Malcolm's attention snagged on a scene nearby. A man, Henry Tate, sat at another desk, his calloused hands clutching a folder, his voice cracking. "This ain't what we settled on," he said, raw with desperation. "Your guy quoted 33 grand. I put down all I had." Across from him, Lucas leaned back, his voice smooth as venom. "Verbal deals don't hold, Mr. Tate. The contract's clear market adjustment, plus package, fees. You signed." Henry's folder revealed a photo of a young girl in a graduation cap, a reminder of why he was here. "My daughter's starting college," he whispered. "This truck was my shot at keeping us afloat." Lucas didn't blink. "Pay the balance by Wednesday, or your deposit's gone. Non-refundable." The trap was surgical, and it hit Malcolm like a brick. This was the dealership he'd built to lift people up, now a machine crushing them. Malcolm turned to Noah, his voice low. I want every fee, line by line. No surprises like that guy got. Noah swallowed, his fingers slowing. Look, Darius, he said, glancing around. I ain't supposed to say this, but Lucas runs a system. We quote low to hook folks, get 'em dreaming. Then, at signing, we pile on plus package, dock fees, adjustments. They're too deep to back out. Malcolm leaned in, his tone conspiratorial. What if you don't play along? Noah's face darkened. You get crap shifts, no leads. Push too hard, you're out. Like Ethan, the guy who sold to Mr. Tate. He's gone. Malcolm's hand brushed his pocket, ensuring his recorder was rolling, capturing every word. He excused himself for the restroom, but detoured past the customer lounge. A retiree grumbled about a compliance fee, while a couple questioned a rebate that vanished on paper. In the finance office, two staffers laughed about a buyer who signed blind. The wall plaques Customer Trust 2020, Community Hero 2021 rang hollow. Back at Noah's desk, Malcolm knew this wasn't one bad egg. It was a rotten culture, built on greed and fear. Noah slid over the paperwork, fees bloating the price. Malcolm let the silence linger, then said, I need to talk to your manager. Noah nodded, uneasy, and fetched Lucas. The sales manager glided over, all charm and cologne, his smile ablade. Mr. Cole, heard you've got questions, he said, ushering Malcolm to his office, a shrine to ego with leather journals and a signed basketball in a case. Lucas dismissed Henry's plight. Different case, he said, chuckling. Don't sweat it. Malcolm pressed. Those fees on my sheet same ones that hit that guy? Lucas's grin sharpened. This ain't about trucks, Darius. It's about dreams. Folks think they're buying a ride, but they're buying pride, status. We show 'em what they can afford, what they need. By signing, they're hooked. Malcolm's fists clenched. And your boss, Mr. Hayes, he's cool with this. Lucas laughed. Hayes is a ghost, opening new stores. I've made more inside deals than he does legit. Complaints? I bury 'em. Then Lucas opened a folder. I can make that plus package vanish, Darius. Cash, off the books. Smart guys get it. Malcolm's pulse roared, but he stayed calm, letting Lucas dig deeper. Survival of the fittest, Lucas said, smirking. Players win. The rest sign anyway. Malcolm touched his recorder, still running. He stood, his voice steel. We need to talk about your job, Lucas. He pulled off his cap, the light hitting his face. Lucas's smile collapsed, his eyes widening with horror. Mr. Hayes, he stammered, stumbling back. Malcolm played the recording, Lucas's voice damning himself, kickbacks, buried complaints, all of it. I know, Malcolm said, unyielding. And so will they. He strode to the intercom, his voice booming. All staff to the showroom, now. This is Malcolm Hayes. Employees flooded in, faces shocked. Malcolm stood center, Lucas a shadow behind him. He played the recording, Lucas's words echoing. Gasps rippled. I built Pinnacle for trust, Malcolm said. Some of you sold lies, preying on folks like Henry Tate. Lucas, you're done. Security, get him out. Lucas snarled, you'll crash this place, Hayes. Honesty don't pay. Malcolm's gaze was ice. I'd take one clean buck over your dirty millions. Go. Security hauled Lucas away, his protests fading. Malcolm faced the staff. Some of you followed orders. Some fought back. Come clean now with proof, and we'll fix this. Hide, and you're out maybe worse. Hands rose. Sarah, a senior saleswoman, stepped up. I called it wrong, she said. Lucas sidelined me. Noah handed over a flash drive. Every rig deal, every fee. Then, from the entrance, Henry Tate appeared, folder in hand. I came back, he said, voice low. Malcolm crossed to him. Your truck's yours, Henry, at the quoted price. No fees. And your daughter's college? Pinnacle's covering it. Months later, Pinnacle was reborn. Digital price screens glowed, every add-on clear. Malcolm moved his office to the showroom. No barriers. Sarah led customer advocacy. Noah trained ethical sales, and Ethan, the fired salesman, rewrote the playbook. A community day filled the lot with laughter, kids in bounce houses, trust restored. A new sign hung. Trust isn't sold. It's built. Henry's daughter's thank you letter sat framed by Malcolm's desk. As dusk settled, Malcolm watched families leave, their smiles real, knowing he'd rebuilt something true. What do you think? Should Malcolm have exposed Lucas sooner, or was waiting for proof the right call? Is Lucas's survival of the fittest mindset just business or pure greed? Are the staff who followed orders as guilty or just caught in the system? Share your thoughts below, hit that like button, and subscribe for more stories that make you question everything. /Xi Artifact